Hey, welcome back. It's Jason Lopez with Real Broker, and I'm excited to be back with you to share the five income producing activities for real estate agents. And today we're going to talk about lead follow up. And I always start the lead follow up conversation by sharing a story, something that Shaquille O'Neal said during an interview years back when he was asked, "How does it feel to be wealthy?" And he said, "Whoa, hold on a minute. I'm rich. The person who pays me to play basketball is wealthy, and there's a difference." And I mentioned that because I wrapped up the lead generation video mentioning that lead generation will make you rich and lead follow-up will make you wealthy. So that's what we want to talk about today, how to master the follow-up process. And so right out of the gate, you guys, I'm going to share the number one mistake I see real estate agents make when it comes to their follow-up. And it's simply this: they are not purposeful or intentional with their follow-up. They are not purposeful or intentional with their follow-up. So what does that mean? Well, it means they're more random in nature. They're making calls or sending text messages, simply asking, "Hey, are you ready to go look at property on Saturday?" No. Okay, great. I'll call you back next week. Instead of adding value, sharing their market knowledge so that they can create an experience where that client feels comfortable and wants to move forward with them, and then also tracking and monitoring everything that they're doing. So a big part of your follow-up, you guys, is you got to have a CRM system. You got to have a place where you're putting all of your people and that you're tracking how often you're talking to them or communicating with them, what that conversation was, right? You're noting everything that happened so that every time you go back to the well to follow up, you have context, right? There's context. You know what you talked about, you know what the expectation was for the next step, and now you're taking that appropriate next step. Okay. Now, there's also some work that has to happen, especially on the front end when it comes to follow up. And that research is you got to have a great intake consultation form, one for buyers, one for sellers. So you really understand who these people are, what makes them tick, what their goals are, how quickly they want to move, what their motivation is. You've got to do a great job at the front end gathering that information. And if you do that, it's going to make the follow-up process way easier because you've got everything you need to meet their needs. And that is very helpful. As you move forward, have intentionality and purposefulness in your contacts. So again, rather than just calling and saying, "Hey, Mary, Bob, it's Jason. You ready to go see homes on this weekend?" "Oh, you're not? Okay, great. Well, I'll touch base with you next week." Right? You've got to do the research and do the work at that point to make sure, hey, here are some brand new properties that just hit the market. If we don't get in to see them by tomorrow, we may miss out again. Creates a sense of urgency and connection and lets them understand and see that you're actually doing the work and that everything you're putting in front of them actually is things they want to see, right? It meets what they're looking for. So do the research, do the work, be intentional with your follow up, and it's going to make things a lot easier moving forward. And remember, you generate leads so that you can create appointments, so that you can meet, present your services, get contracts signed, and get more deals closed. That's what it's all about. But remember, lead gen will make you rich. Lead follow up will make you wealthy. Hey, thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with more tips